how to run a successful business and still have a life. My name is Stacey Morgan, and today's episode is brought to you by my Thrive Mastermind. That's the third time I've had a go at saying that. And I'm not re-recording it again because I can say the words Thrive Mastermind. I should be able to say them. It's my biggest coaching program of the year. It's a 6-month program for women in business, women who are looking to scale up and grow their business whilst also freeing up more time for themselves and for their families. If you would like to join me for Thrive, it's an incredible group of women and they're all working towards the goal of growing their business. If that sounds like you can join us. You can jump on a call with me. Just reach out to me at hello@simplystaceymorgan.com. Or you can find out more about Thrive by going to simplystaceymorgan.com. Today's episode is all about social media. And for those of you who have been listening and who perhaps did our marketing challenge earlier in the year, I'm still getting feedback from people that social media is scary. I don't know what to put on social media. And so I thought I would talk to you about, 3 ways that you can jump on today that aren't so terribly scary. And I say that, in inverted commas, they aren't so terribly scary because they are things that you can do today. Yes, it might be a little bit scary for you because it's not something you've done before. Yes, it might be a little bit scary because it's not something that's within your comfort zone. But hey, running your own business is all outside your comfort zone, right? Except for perhaps this much, like a small percentage of the stuff that you really love doing. The rest of it we are learning as we go along, and social media is no different. So I thought I would give you 3 new things that you can tackle right now that may work for you and that will at least spark a bit of enthusiasm for you and inspiration in terms of your social media. So I think it's really important that when it comes to social media, in order to continue engaging with your customers and with your followers and to gain more customers and to gain more followers, it's really important for you to be able to use the platform for all that it has. Now, today I'm going to talk about Instagram, mainly because Instagram is a platform that I find really easy to use. But no matter what social media platform we're talking about, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Clubhouse, it's important for you to figure out what you can do on the platform and then to try and be as consistent as possible with doing as many of those things as possible. That's going to build your audience. That's going to build your confidence. That's going to build your customer base. And that's what we want, right? We want to be engaging with and serving our target market, people who are going to absolutely love what we do. So if we're talking about Instagram, we can start by thinking about Instagram in terms of posts. So that's the most basic way to think about it. You can do an Instagram post, you put up a photo, it has a caption that goes with it. If you're feeling even fancier, you can add some hashtags to that in order to lure some new followers to you, hashtags that are within not only what you're talking about, but within your target market as well. So for example, for my Simply Stacey Morgan account, the hashtags that I like to use all the time are women in business, business women, boss chicks, boss life, mum life, that kind of thing. If we're talking about my business, Port Macquarie Performing Arts, then some of the hashtags we use are, PMPA dancers. We use dance, ballet, jazz, tap, dance classes in Port Macquarie. Those are some of the hashtags that we use for the business account. So it's really up to you as to what those hashtags will be. And there used to be a rule that, you could use as many hashtags as you like. And then Instagram started saying, no, we only want to see like 5 to 7 hashtags. And then they started saying, and we don't want those hashtags to kind of lure away from your normal base of audience. So for example, if I was posting something on Simply Stacey Morgan about how running a business is like having an ice cream, they would want me to use the business hashtags that I was normally using, but then I would probably throw in like a summer hashtag or ice cream hashtag. And Instagram is now saying that they don't want you to do that. So they want you to maintain your kind of group of hashtags to not confuse your audience because, 1 in a million of my posts are going to be about ice cream. So we don't want to confuse and lure in that ice cream audience if the other things that we're going to be saying are not going to be talking to them. Does that make sense? So if you haven't already, jump on Instagram, create yourself an account and do a post. That's a great way to start. And use some hashtags if you feel brave. The next thing I want to talk about is the stories feature on Instagram. And so stories are super fun. I now find myself, more than scrolling through everybody's posts, I find myself watching everybody's stories. Stories happen in 15-second increments. You can add music. You can use your own voice. You can add stickers. You can add questions. You can add your own links now, which is so super helpful. It used to be only that you had to have a certain amount of followers in order to get your own swipe up so that people could follow straight from your Instagram account to another website. But you can now use links within your stories, which is really, really helpful. And stories are all about sharing what's going on right now. They disappear after 24 hours. So it's really great for a behind the scenes. It's really great for a, hey, what are you up to today? Check out this new product that just came in, or I'm packaging, this product up, or something just came for me in the mail and here's me unboxing it. Stories is great for that kind of engagement, that kind of behind the scenes engagement. The way I think about it is I think about the posts themselves are kind of like the DVD, and then the special features of the DVD is like stories. Does that make sense? I know I'm using the reference of a DVD, and there's kids these days who don't even know what that is, but including my kids, right? But it's both are very valuable, and some people like watching the special features more than they like watching the movie itself. So, by doing both, you're going to be tailoring what you're doing to both of those markets. And then the third thing I want to talk about and encourage you to try are Reels. And, there are so many people that are out there experimenting with Reels right now. And the great thing about Reels is that they don't have to be super long. It's not like going live on Instagram where it's just you and the bright light and you've got to find something to talk about and you've got to hope that somebody's going to come along. I find live so much more intimidating than I do Reels. So Reels is a really nice place to experiment. And some Reels are as short as like 4 or 5 seconds, and they can go up to 60 seconds. And a great way to get started on Reels is just to have a browse and see what's already out there. In fact, when I was in isolation a couple of months ago, I spent way too much time going through other people's Reels and saving audio. I think I have more audio saved as part of my Reels folder than I do of drafts of Reels that I've actually made. And you can do that. You can go through and see what other people are doing. If you like the audio that they're using and perhaps you think it's something that you can use for yourself, you can click on that audio and you can save it, and then you can go ahead and use it for yourself. I encourage you not to copy, of course, what everybody else is doing. It's no good to just see somebody else's reel and do a carbon copy for yourself and, insert your product here. But it is great to get inspiration. It's great to see what other people are doing. And you don't necessarily have to be the face of your reel. There are plenty of different ways to create reels that are not necessarily you on camera or you lip syncing or you talking to camera. And all you have to do to find yourself a reel, honestly, where your face isn't featured is to scroll through or to Google Reels without my face, because there's plenty of options there. You are not alone if you are thinking, I want to do a reel, but I do not want my face to be on it. Please know that you are not alone. There's plenty of people that feel that way. I've also done a couple, about books that I've been reading or things that I've learned. When I was in isolation, I was feeling particularly inspired, but looking particularly dreadful. I did one where I was clicking my finger up against the wallpaper in my office, and I added some text to that as well. So it's really up to you to be creative when it comes to Reels. And the engagement that I get from my Reels is, goes above and beyond the engagement I get with my posts. So I really encourage you that if you are feeling brave and you want to have a play around, just put something out there. Some of the Reels that I've made that are absolute garbage are still getting followers and still getting likes and still getting engagement. And I think, honestly, and then there's other ones that take me hours and hours and I try really hard and, crickets. So you never know. You never know what's going to happen. But as I said in our last episode, it's not enough just to put it out there. You also have to measure what's working and what's not working. So if you see that Reels are working for you and that you've got a certain time of day that you're posting that's really working, then keep it up. Find new ways to be creative. Find new ways to talk to your target customer. Find new ways to share your products and services. And by doing it through Reels, you will really give yourself a really good chance at getting, up in front of so many more followers than you would if you were just doing posts. So I hope this episode has encouraged you to try a couple of new things, to get out there and to do something different, because it's, it's quite easy to just sit back and think, oh, I'll do that tomorrow and kind of never get to it. But consistency is so important when it comes to social media. So whether it is that you're going to try and do some new posts with some new hashtags, whether you're going to jump on stories and tell us what you're up to today, or whether you're going to get creative and make some reels, I would love you to tag me. I'd love to see what masterpieces you can come up with. And I would just really love to see what you you step into that bravery, step into doing something new. And I would love to see some consistency up in there for your accounts. Today's episode has been brought to you by my Thrive Mastermind program. It's a 6-month mastermind program for women in business. It's all about making sure that your business is growing whilst you're also giving yourself space and having time to spend with your family and on the things in life that really matter. Get off the hamster wheel and come and join us in Thrive Mastermind, where you can get some clarity, you can get some consistency when it comes to your professional development, and you also have me walking alongside you to help you along as well. If you want to know more about Thrive, you can check it out at simplystacymorgan.com, or if you want to jump on a call and have a chat with me, just send me a DM on Instagram. If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure you give us a rating or review on Apple Podcasts, or take a screenshot of this episode if you're listening on your phone and share it to your Insta story and tag me. I would love to hear your biggest takeaways and what you are going to try. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you next week.